Hello.
Kia ora whānau, International Fight Week continues here in Las Vegas, and we are at T-Mobile Arena for the UFC Hall of Fame to watch our very own Israel Adesanya get inducted after his battle against Kelvin Gastelum for the interim middleweight title. And this, Justin, we have been told there are going to be some big names rolling through this red carpet. Well, joining us now, Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin, first of all, congratulations. You'll be inducted into the fighting wing of the UFC Hall of Fame tonight. First of all, what did you think when you were given the news about going into the Hall of Fame?
Well, first of all, I didn't even get the news. I found out I was at home, and I was just about to go to bed, really, and I get a text saying, "You're on TV." And I rushed to the living room. I turn on my TV and I watch the announcement. So it was cool, I guess. I didn't get it was cool to see that at that time, But yeah, I didn't get no formal announcement other than the actual promo they put on air.
Well, despite that, and the way you received the news, obviously worthy of being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Do you think back to that fight? I know it's 2019, it was a little while back, but do you think back to that fight? It's always on yours and Izzy's highlight reels.
Yeah. I mean, people still message me about that fight. Every time I run into fans, they always go, "Bro, that Izzy fight, that Izzy fight." I was just like, "Yeah, man, thank you." So people still bring it up to this day, and it's because of the fans that it's going in the Hall of Fame.
Your thoughts on Izzy? Obviously, we're from New Zealand, so your thoughts on Izzy and his career and what he's been able to make of it in the middleweight division?
I hate him. No, I'm kidding.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy. No, he's always, even before we fought, he was always real respectable and towards me. So I have nothing but respect and love for the guy and admiration. And when you go through what we did together, you build a special bond. So I mean, we've always had like this little bromance, I guess you could say, after.
I mean, another thing that you both have in common, you've been in the UFC for a little while now, so talk to us about, this legacy, like this is going to be a part of that, your story, when all is said and done. So, your journey through the UFC, what have you made for it?
Yeah, this is an incredible book. It's just another chapter that's done, and I think the book is still yet to be finished. So I'm still writing my story.
Nice. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations this evening.
Thank you.
Big night, mate. Woo, big night.
Another one.
Yes, another.
Yes.
Here we go again. Another record.
And then Saturday, another.
Yeah. UFC Hall of Famer. Ooh. Soon to be inducted. Israel Adesanya. Look, Izzy, we had Kelvin Gastelum come through here earlier talking about that battle he had with you, and I said to him, I was like, when you run a highlight reel for either you or him in the UFC, that fight is always in it, top of mind. So your thoughts of thinking back to that battle?
Man, for me, that fight transcends the sport for me. Top 3, top 5, one of the greatest moments in my life, that 5th round, because it showed me the levels that you have to dig deep within to find out who you are, that mana. So I was able to tap into that and find it that weekend.
Yep, it really was. It was like the catalyst for everything else that happened thereafter. Obviously, an interim title was on the line as well. You've known the news for a little while now, but you're here tonight. It's going to be official. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about being here now, in the now?
I'm kind of just going with it. I'm not really overthinking it. I'm not nervous because, again, I'm not cutting weight. It's not a fight. I'm just chilling. But I know maybe beforehand I might feel something like a little nerves, but I do feel appreciative. I feel grateful just to be here and to be acknowledged for that fight. So, yeah, at the moment, it's calm.
Look, when I was talking to Kai, I was talking about arriving in Las Vegas, checking into our hotel. Sean, the cameraman, and I go out onto the Las Vegas Strip. Kai's billboard is on one side and yours on the other.
Oh, really?
So special, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you're on that billboard, the Hall of Fame billboard. And I was like, where are we right now? What is this happening?
Kiwis on the world stage dominating, and you all taking notice. So appreciate you.
Yeah. It was just really special to see, and you couldn't help but feel so proud. And then, speaking of that, I know that this is your moment tonight, but you must be so proud of your teammate, Kai Kara-France, and this opportunity.
I'm sorry. Every time this name gets brought up, even now, I get chills up and down my back, up and down my spine. I feel like I'm so ready for him to become King Kai. It's a culmination of everything. Him growing into himself as a man, becoming a father, I think also made him step up as a leader. The way he's tapping into his culture, tapping back into the terreo, standing on business, And right now, I feel like the Māori people need like a hero, someone, because even with the treaty and stuff that's happening right now, all the bullshit, they need someone to champion them. And who better than Kai? He's going to get this done, take the belt back home, and fight for the people.
I love that. An absolute ambassador, A, for the sport, B, for the culture, and C, and Aotearoa in general, and as are you.
Yes, amen. I mean, I'm still here. I'm still doing my thing. I'm just like Deadpool. I'm in the side goofing off, but I'll get active. When it's time, I'll get active.
Well, congratulations on tonight. It's
Thank
absolute
you.
history. Obviously, it's history in New Zealand, but it's history here
Another
as well.
one. We keep doing this. Another
Another one. God, never get sick of it, whānau. It's going to keep on happening.
3, 2, 1.
Joining us is soon-to-be inducted UFC Hall of Famer Amanda Nunes. Amanda, I know you've had a bit of time to process this news of becoming a Hall of Famer, but, how do you feel about it all?
I feel amazing. I was waiting for this moment my whole career. And oh my God. Pequenininho, né? Little guy. Good to see you.
Just to throw you off.
I always waiting for this moment in my whole career. I work hard for this, and I want to be here. And then finally I'm here. I'm so grateful, thank God. Everything's worked out the way I thought, So I never give up and I made it. I'm here tonight.
Yes, all the kudos to you. You've done all the hard work. You've had a stellar career. It's not over yet. I just wanted to get your opinion. I see your wife walking around with the children, that keeping them in form for the night ahead. What were her thoughts when you said, "Look, I'm sorry, I'm going back"?
I think my family is ready for it too. We was at home and I was with a lot of energy at home, honestly. And then Nina look at me like, why you don't go back fight? You still have, Sometimes we make decisions that is gonna help us going through all the things that's personal life. We have a new, at that time we have a brand new baby. She always sleep at night. We always having trouble with her. So heavy things that I have to do, and then to, rest a little bit and then see what happened later. So I did the right thing, retire, rest for 2 years, take care of the baby and everything, organize everything, get in my body, my mind, a good rest because I wasn't a good run, I become a champion, I become a contender. Look, I become a contender, I become a champion, I become a double champion, and then I defend. So I needed a little rest in some point, and then that moment was the right moment to do this, and I did. I'm so glad that I did it. Now I'm fresh, ready to go.
Before we let you go, Amanda Nunes, we know that everybody wants to talk to you tonight, but how important is this? You're the third woman to be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. How important is this for women's MMA to have examples like yourself to further strengthen our women in the sport?
This is huge. This only is good for women's sport, So, and I did everything to be here, to support all the women out there. They look at me and they want to do the same. I feel like you got to be a mirror for a lot of people, and then I'm happy to be one. And I can see a lot of girls, here, walking here one day, and this is a motivator. That is going to be awesome, If I the motivator for them, I'm very happy. And I'm just enjoying this moment, enjoy, share, with my family, my friends, all the people that's helping me, and with the other women out there, So I'm just enjoying this night. It's amazing, consolidate my career, tonight. It's I don't have words to describe it. The happiness is is in another level,
You deserve the moment so much.
Yeah, I work hard for this. I know I have a lot of girls out there working hard to maybe one day be here. And, for a young girl come from Brazil and dream, everything was a dream. But until you believe it. And I did believe it, and I'm here tonight. So a lot of people can do the same.
Congratulations, well deserved, and can't wait to see you get inducted officially into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Hello, Shaq.
How are you?
We're from New Zealand.
I know where you're from.
Oh, excellent. Okay,
My
great.
wife is from New Zealand.
Oh, okay. What's her name?
Can't tell you. It's hot.
Look, talk to us about being here tonight. Obviously, you're a fan of the sport. What does it mean to be a part of the UFC Hall of Fame tonight?
Well, I was personally asked by Vitor. He called me at 3 a.m. and asked me to induct him in the Hall of Fame. Happened to be in town, so I was like, sure. He was the one that introduced me to the sport. We've been friends for that period of time. I want to say over 30 years. Watch his kids grow up, watch him fight. Been through a lot of his fights, trained with him once or twice, but he's a great man.
You'd be training with him. You'd be an absolute nightmare to train with your size.
Excuse me?
You'd be an absolute nightmare to train with, considering your size.
That was my name, the Gorilla Nightmare.
Nice one. Look, I saw like a press conference or an interview situation with you with Canelo Alvarez, you know, with that upcoming fight in September. Your thoughts on that fight coming up? Because they've got their presser as well.
I think it's going to be a great fight. You know, one thing about this country that we live in, especially when you're dealing with sports, you love to see the best compete. The two best fighters, you know, for a long time, there's been a lot of speculation of who will win, and soon we're going to see who is going to win.
Nice one. Well, look, it's great to have you as an ambassador of the sport as well. It's important for, you know, the profile of the sport. So thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your evening.
And to my wife in New Zealand.
You can say kia ora. Kia ora.
To my wife in New Zealand, kia ora.
Thank you so much. UFC light heavyweight Carlos Ulberg is in Sin City. Whānau joins us now on the red carpet. Kia ora, Carlos.
Kia ora, kia ora. It's nice to be here. Nice on the red carpet. Rav, eh? You look nice. You look amazing, eh? Sparkling.
Glitters.
Keeping it shining, keeping it amazing. Yeah.
Well, we didn't come all this way to just, you know.
Las Vegas. When in Vegas, hey, shine bright, baby.
Yeah. Why not? Look, we know why you're here. Obviously, in Las Vegas in general, Kai Kara-France's big fight this weekend. Talk to us a little bit about what you've seen in Kai over these last few months, you know, amounting to this moment this weekend.
Yeah, Kai is Kai, man. He's amazing, and it's nice because I've been sitting on the sidelines for the last few weeks or months, and just to be out here watching him prepare for this title shot, this moment is definitely eye-opening for me. It's inspiring. I'm motivated for the time that might happen for me. So I've just been grasping every moment, and I'm confident. I'm quite confident that he's got this.
As we all are, my friend. But look, you say you've been on the sidelines, but we have seen you back getting a little active on social media. Your Reservoir Dogs Instagram reel that has gone, you know, a little bit viral. But talk to us about preparations. Are you trying to put your name out there? Have you got somebody lined up? What's going on?
Well, we do. You never know. We've got something in the pipeline, but that's why we're here as well. Something to chat about with some of the big dogs here, you know, Mick Maynard and Dana and all the boys here, Hunter. So I'm sure we're going to cross paths with them and have a chat to them while we're here. So just putting it out there. And I have the time now. You know, the past 5 years I've kind of just been at the gym, at home, the gym, home, back and forth. And now it's just time that I'm going to get myself out there, use the social media to kind of get myself out there a bit more.
Look, you mentioned the name Alex Pereira in that post. Is that the preferred fight you want?
It could be. It could be the fight. We never know. You will never know.
Rav was always pushing it.
Until soon. Until very soon. Yeah.
No, but it's good. And, you know, how important is it to get over here and get in front of them to have these conversations as opposed to messaging or phone calls?
Yeah, amazing, right? I mean, we arrived last night and we went straight to the PI where Kai was training, and you know, just for him to see us all turn up, I know how he feels. He feels like, you know, we've got the family. I mean, I just finished my camp in London, and to have the whānau there with me was amazing. The team just spirited me, so I know how much it lifted him, and the boys that came in the camp with me in London, I'm kind of just giving the same energy to Kai. So it all kind of goes back, and we're going to have guys that come through the UFC through the rankings and come up into the UFC eventually, and we're going to have to give that to them too.
I love that. And speaking of whānau, we're here at the UFC Hall of Fame tonight celebrating our boy Israel Adesanya, who will be going into the fight wing of the Hall of Fame. You know, this is history for New Zealand, this is history obviously for Nigeria, where he is from, but in terms of what this means for New Zealand MMA, Carlos, this is huge.
It's amazing. I'm super proud of Israel. He's changed the game. He's cemented himself with the rest of the greats, and now to see him do this, it's amazing.
Yeah, well, Carlos, we will be keeping an eye on, you know, what happens for you, and hopefully you get the opponent you want. But we know you're ranked number 3 now. Only big things from here.
Shama.
Love it.
Wait a minute.
It's still.
It's weird.
So, Dwayne, sometimes I feel like MMA is such a fast-moving sport
I'm sorry.
that it doesn't pay tribute properly to the legends that came before the current stars. Why was it important to you to pay tribute to a legend like Mark?
It was important to me and to Emily to pay tribute to Mark because of the life he lived. And as you said, MMA moves fast, and it's an accelerated sport. And everyone is getting better and better and better every day. You know this.
Yeah.
We have found this out as we made this movie. So what an opportunity it is for us to acknowledge Mark and the road that he paved. I met Mark in '97, Gold's Gym in Venice, and or '97, '98, just as his career, it was like as he was becoming the animal that he eventually became. He was the animal back then, but also you think of this long, incredible road and journey for Mark, like all these fighters, all of them, men, women, and I think to come here at the Hall of Fame to be acknowledged is beautiful. Mark said something to me earlier. I said, "How do you feel? What's the feeling?" He said, "Acceptance."
Yeah.
It's a big deal, and I'm very proud.
No, thank you, man.
Emily, for you, I don't know if you're particularly into UFC or MMA.
She is now.
She is now. Yeah.
After this experience, after
Yeah,
the movie.
of
I was going
course.
to say, for all of you three, I'd like to hear this one. If you had one fight you could show a non-MMA fan make them into an MMA fan, which fight would you show them?
Oh boy.
Well, do you want to answer that first? Because I have
So
an
it's
answer.
so probably anything in the John Jones category.
Controversial subject right now.
Very controversial, but still though, legacy, right? It doesn't matter what people think about him. Him as a fighter, he was just something you had never seen before. It reminded me of like watching Mike Tyson. When Mike Tyson was in his heyday, you were watching something you'd never seen before, and John Jones is the same type of fighter. He was dismantling fighters that you thought were the best fighter in the world, and they would get in front of John and you go, "Oh man, I'd never seen that before." And that's what we're talking about, the pace of this industry. It started pulling more people of talent that could have went and done something else into the UFC because the money got better. And so talent got better. And when talent gets better, it promotes talent to get better. Right? It sets a new standard every time. So John Jones, I'd go, you want to be a fan of, just pick any John Jones fight and there you go.
I would say, and it is because we love Mark, but I would go back to it's a thing that I share with people who don't know maybe Mark's career and it's the first thing that I showed Emily when we were making this movie. It was Mark's original Vale Tudo tournament down in Brazil, and when you take a moment to say, hey, just know where the UFC is today and these fighters, these men and women, but I want to give you a little bit of context. He's never fought a day in his life. He's never had a fight. This is the first fight he's ever had. Flies down to Brazil, Vale Tudo. It's a tournament. Yeah. And people said, what does that mean? I said, well, if you win, you go on.
Yeah.
I go, the next day? I said, no, that night.
Yeah.
And if you win again that night, you go on.
Yeah.
He never fought. He was in the back throwing up.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't want to go out. And he walks out there. The footage is incredible. He walks out there and he wins. And he wins. And he wins.
Oh.
He wins the whole thing. And tell people what I showed Emily, like, very little rules, no gloves. He sticks his thumb in his opponent's.
It was.
You know, so I would say that.
Yeah.
Mark?
But when you're playing a real life person, is there a different amount of responsibility to do a role like that, and how close do you get as well?
It's incredibly difficult. We had the unbelievable privilege of playing Mark Kerr. Emily played Dawn Staples, who was Mark's girlfriend, eventually became his wife. They have a beautiful son who's here today. And it's a responsibility. It's an incredible responsibility because this is a real man. It's a real man, real woman. They were in a real relationship and they were living a real life of going through it, ups and downs and demons and angels. And so, Mark and I got very close. We all got very close.
Yeah.
Emily,
What?
I would like you to talk about your experience.
No, I'll let someone ask a question.
I'll ask the question. So, Emily. Okay.
Are you a UFC fan or not?
Well, now the respect and reverence for me is just, I don't even know how to form words about it, because I think to have learned so much about it, to have immersed myself in that world, to have played someone who was on the receiving end of a lot of what comes with that world, was really poignant. And I think the film really explores the human struggle of what goes on behind the scenes, of just the kind of mental fortitude that you have to have, and the staying power and the pressure, and every fight is a new mountain range. And I think the fallout from that and what happens afterwards, win or lose, was so fascinating to me on a human level. And I thought so much about fear. Like, it's something that I could never imagine stepping into a ring and knowing that there could be, that someone could hurt you badly enough that you would lose. And then what happens after the loss and the pressure of needing to win. I think I was just so fascinated by the world and in awe of it, of the courage.
Dwayne, in terms of that responsibility you speak about, we're from New Zealand, we have a large Pacifica audience. This story has also brought you as a role model for Samoan children and adults from our side of the world as well. Talk about that responsibility to the Pacifica and Māori audience.
Well, very proud of my culture, and my family, a lot of them still over there in New Zealand, Greyland area. Go Greyland! I want to bring it back to Mark, though, because Mark's story is a universal story that little kids, Pacific Island kids, or Samoans, Tahitian, Tongan, Maori, whatever it is, like his story is something that resonates with me and for people all around the world. So even in New Zealand, by the way, and there's some tough, I always like to say, in Samoa, they're very tough, and the men are even tougher. Women.
Sorry, we got to go. The show started.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You look literally, I love whoever did your prosthetics. Beautiful job. You look like that.
Can't wait for you to see it.
Likewise. Enjoy your night, man. Okay. No worries. All right, take this, bro.
We gotta go.
Thank you, sweetie.
I'm so sorry.
Want to welcome me?
The show's about to start.
Let's walk. Walk and do it.
Okay. Watch your step here, guys.